So, hi everyone, and I'm very happy to see so many recognizable names. I'm not able to see your faces, but it's okay. Um, I could see that a lot of the individuals are in the real estate industry, and for those of you who know me, I've been in real estate for about 3 decades now. And prior to me getting into real estate, I actually, as an intern, as I was going to college through the different community colleges in LA and eventually CSUN, I did examine other professions, prior to diving into real estate. And what I realized was that when it comes to sales, there's one common denominator, which is, having to prospect and solicit. That's something that we have to do on a continuous basis. And if we don't have a plan to do it, then we're not really able to achieve our goals. So I'm going to share my screen real quick so you guys can see the, the information that I'd like to share with you guys. One second. Okay. So hopefully everybody can see the Money Management Today website. And on this website, you're able to see kind of, my story. For those of you, again, that don't know me personally, on the Soifer Investments page, you're able to see the first investments that I made, my first 10 years in real estate. Interesting information. I shared, again, how I purchased these properties and what I did with them as far as exchanges and how they are creating a passive income for me now, which is my, way to financial freedom. And that was the exit from having to sell continuously. So all of us, I hope, have an exit strategy to the sales that we're involved in. When you have time, scroll through. There are a couple of good pages here. You could see commercial lending, which is my focus now, even though I'm able to help with all lending. This webinar is really focused on sales. And when I'm talking about sales, I'm talking about any types of sales, insurance sales, accountants, money managers, obviously there's so many different professions where you have to use your sales techniques, your sales ability in order to achieve your goals. And if you don't have a plan, then it's going to be extremely difficult to be consistent and to be able to actually get to where you want to get at the time frame that you want to get there. I don't know how many of you have seen the movie Jerry Maguire, but it's all about show me the money, right? So I hope you guys are all smiling now. I'm not seeing your faces again, but I hope you understand that we're all in this, obviously, to make money. So let's, without further ado, get going with the webinar, with, again, the plan of how to achieve our goals. So doesn't matter the profession that we're in. Again, obviously, the majority of the attendees that we have today are in real estate. So this is going to be quite a bit real estate geared. You have to look at your existing customer base. You have to see whether you're in insurance or any other types of sales. Who are you working with? Who do you have to work with? Obviously the individuals that have known you throughout your life are the ones that are going to work with you in your focus, whether it's real estate, whether it's mortgage origination, whether it's commercial real estate or residential. You want to look at your existing customer base. You want to decide, do you want to be a local professional? Do you want to be statewide professional? Or do you want to be a worldwide professional? Today with technology, we all have many options. So you want to see who your competition is once you decide how you're going to be branding yourself. Remember, before money management and before Pacific Capital Funding, there was always Ben Soifer Inc. You guys always have to think about yourselves as your own company. So as you're doing that, you want to see who are you competing with in the area that you would like to be successful. You want to analyze your products and services. How do they compare to your competition? Will other professionals actually use you and work with you based on your services and what it is that you have to offer? You have to look at your demographics. So, again, you have to make sure that you're understanding the peers around you, whether they're professionals or direct borrowers or direct investors. What drives them? What are they looking for? What are they not happy with their existing mentorship or existing affiliates, existing vendors? You're always trying to be the best partner to them that you can. And of course, once you've done this research, you have to evaluate your decision. You have to say, okay, do I have enough to work with here in order to become successful at the time frame that I'm looking to become successful at? Is my plan realistic? Am I, preparing myself for success? Do I have the budget to do what I want to do within the time frame that I want to do it at? So let's dissect some of these right now. I would recommend always having a 12-month plan, always setting up a 12-month budget. When you're farming, it's very difficult to get results right away. And it's extremely important that you understand that it takes time and lots of effort in order to actually get the results that you will get if you will be persistent and consistent. So that's key. It's really, really important. You're not looking to, all of a sudden get 10 sales in the first 2 weeks when you know that realistically it takes 6 months to get those 10 sales. So again, you want to evaluate your decision. Now, making sure that your target audience is key to success when you are starting the farming process. Doing everything I just said will prepare you to actually be profitable and to have the results that you're looking for. I have been trained throughout my career by, I'm sure a few of you guys have heard me say, Mike Ferry, Daniel Penley, Tom Hopkins. So, this program that I created, it's really a summary of honestly all the best points I found in everybody's plans. So continuing now, we're gonna look at what sets us apart. So here I'm gonna do something right now just as an example, so you guys can really, let's close the door just so it's not too noisy. So when we're looking at our existing customer base, let's say, and looking at again our viewers, we do have majority that are in real estate. Let's say you want to start farming West Hills, or you want to start farming Woodland Hills. Are you going to farm the whole city? Are you going to farm all zip codes in that city? Who is currently farming those zip codes? How much money are they spending on that farming? What are their results? So, back in the day when I used to sell real estate, we used to have a rule of thumb, which was roughly for each 500 homes, which is the way it used to be divided in the Thomas Guide grid box, you would have roughly 500 homes in each box. And then the conversion rate would be 3 to 5%, depending on the area. So a city like Northridge, in comparison to a city like Calabasas, will vary in its conversion. So you want to look at the area that you want to target, and then you want to see how many sales are coming out of that area annually, and then you want to see who is getting those sales. If any given professional or company is getting more than 15-20% of the sales, everybody agrees that they are dominating that market. Now, if they're dominating that market, what do we need to do in order to compete with them without having to spend double what we want to spend and not receive the results that we're really looking for? We really have to study, going back here, checking out our competition and seeing what they're doing and seeing how much money and what is it going to take for us to do the same or to do better. Maybe we should go into a different area. Why should we compete in an area where you got a couple of strong farmers that have been doing it for years now? So that's the type of analytics and research that you have to do as a realtor if you're choosing a farm. Now, if you're a mortgage professional, then you have to look at your borrowers. Where do your borrowers come from? How am I going to get those borrowers? Am I going to go after real estate agents, or am I going to go after direct borrowers, or am I going to do both? So again, you have to set a plan for each group in order to be able to get the results you're looking for. So what sets you apart? And guys, feel free to put in any remarks or unmute yourself if you really feel like there's a point that I'm missing and you'd like to share with us. So solicitations, prospecting is always key when it comes to sales. I'm sure you guys have heard that many times, and I'm sure the majority of information I'm giving you, you've also heard from many other individuals and channels. The key again is to actually stick to it. It's not about knowing what you got to do. It's really about doing it. Creating a clear plan, which is fully embracing your target audience, is a must. Like I said, we've all heard it, but you really have to do it. There are many parameters to an efficient plan, and that will be broken down in this presentation. I'm going to do my best to do so. Execution is sometimes more important than the plan, as you all know. So let's dive into really the gist of creating a business plan. So we did our research. We know roughly how we want to target our audience. We know who our audience is. And now we want to look at our tools. What do we have available to us? Well, you know, something as big as the internet and social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, different professional groups, all of those did not exist a few decades ago. That is something that a successful professional must utilize in today's market. So you really want to see who is, doing the type of business you would like to do. How are they marketing themselves? You know, you need to admire your competition because they're obviously doing something right. They're getting the sales. So how can you compete? By being yourself. You have to think outside the box. You have to look potentially at other industries. So let's say you're in insurance sales. I have a friend, for example, that's a dentist. And for many years now, we've been friends for over a few decades now. And he mentioned to me that he's been farming. You know, he's got a dentistry in San Fernando and he farms as a dentist. So you really want to look at other industries and you want to see how are they able to achieve the results that you are looking for. You're looking for high conversions. You're looking to implement your plan. You want to make money, right? Going back to Jerry Maguire, show me the money. So it's really important that you see the money from your competition, you see what it is that they're doing, you admire them for that, and then you do your own thing. You have to think outside the box. You have to think what makes you special, what makes you who you are. We have a few comments here, and Eric Rojas actually wrote and I'm going to share that. I hope it's okay. That we are learning from the best in the business. Listen to what I'm saying. Thank you, Eric. I really appreciate it. And all of you guys, seriously, if there are any points that you want to bring up, please do so. This is supposed to be, helpful to you, to your agents, to your affiliates. And again, we are at the end of January, but we just started 2021. So this is the time to make money. Now, you really want to make sure that your plan is realistic. So you see this last part over here, confirm how realistic your direction is and your projected expectations of becoming profitable within your time frame. So if you're going to say, okay, I want to make a certain amount of money within a certain amount of time, how are you going to get there? How many sales do you need to have? How much do you need to spend in marketing, whether it's online or in print? Do you need to potentially use other tools that are not currently implemented within your field, but they are working in other fields? That's a gateway, that's a backdoor to be able to achieve the results you're looking for and spending less money and less time. So before I go to, kind of summarizing how to set up our business plan, I want to again bring up the very big point of the internet. The internet is huge, and we have to be able to utilize it where it benefits us. What I mean by that is, we all get our screenshots at the end of the week showing how many hours we spend on our phone. That doesn't mean that we made money, which equates to the time we spent on our phone. Therefore, it's extremely important that you're dividing your time between socializing and being on your phone and actually working and being on your phone. So that's key. It's really important that you divide your day and your hours into what makes you productive, and going back 1 week and then 1 month, seeing where you actually able to implement your plan. It's really important that you're taking notes on these items that we're talking about. Of course, you'll be able to listen to the recording again, but if you really want to have a successful 2021, you need to sit down and figure out your business plan by the end of the week. And when I mean by the end of the week, I mean in the next 48 hours, because tomorrow's Friday. So it's really key that you're able to put down on paper or, type it up, but it definitely needs to be written, your plan of executing your goals. Now, going back to why we're doing what we're doing, and you could see over here that I wrote down, as you may have guessed by now, most and best of the highest paying jobs are commission only. That's why it's very important that you treat your time extremely scarce, because time, as you know, we don't have much of it. And once today is over, today is gone. So again, how many hours are you planning on working on solicitation and prospecting only? That has nothing to do with, sending thank you letters or being nice and commenting. This is hardcore prospecting. How many contacts will you make today? Typically, my rule of thumb is 100 contacts a day. 100 contacts a day, real contacts. Every single day, you should receive a viable scenario, whether it's a mortgage loan request, whether it's a commercial listing, whether it's a lease listing, whether it's sale, real estate sale, by listing or representing a buyer. You gotta make 100 contacts a day. Now you can text message, you could do direct messages, you could do phone calls. Those are all direct messages. Everything else it's kind of passive. And we don't want to be passive. We want to be aggressive. We want to be active. We want to make sure that we're getting the production and results that we're looking for. So again, how many inquiries do we need in order to get a conversion? What is the time expectancy to monetize our leads? You don't want to get a whole bunch of leads and then make no money, right? Because we want to see the money. Persistence, consistency, providing a needed service. This is really going back to basics. The service that we're all providing, which is, real estate, sales to investors, to direct borrowers, insurance sales, typically these are needed services. So you don't really have to sell it too much. All you have to really focus on is who are you within this big world that you chose, and then will you be persistent? Will you be consistent? That's something that you have to work on day in, day out. The only way, as you can see, you'll achieve 100% of your goals is to farm, right? You can go and buy leads. You can get, back in the REO days, all of a sudden I'm handling a whole bunch of listings, but at the end of the day, farming is what's going to get you 100% to your goal, because it's only a matter of time. There's a quote that, Mike Ferry said, practice constant, continuous communication. This is strong. This is key. This is really something that I want to, have you really kind of engrave in your mission statement. My wife, Lena Soifer, who's an agent with Compass, she, on a daily basis, writes what her goals are for that day. Practice constant, continuous communication. You first have to communicate with yourself. We first have to understand where we're going, and then we can communicate with others with the message that we are delivering. In order to accomplish your financial goals, you must follow the plan. There's no way that anybody's going to get there continuously and consistently without following a plan. We might get there once in a while. We might have an amazing year, but at the end of the day, unless we're being consistent and persistent, it will not work. I hope you all enjoyed this webinar. You can contact me directly with any questions. I'm here in Calabasas, California, and looking forward to speaking to you all. You're able to ask me questions on the chat. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, I hope you guys have enjoyed the webinar about farming. And if you, like I said, if you'd like for me to do these presentations for your offices, please, okay, please show the slide again, contact slide. So the slide is located right on, if you go to moneymanagement.today, it's right on the front page. So you can just kind of close this off and then you can scroll down, and here it is right here, planting seeds for the future. And once you click on that, you're able to do it, on your phone, desktop, and here's the slideshow again. So it's 11 pages and it's available to you anytime. And like I said, feel free to email me, call me with any questions. I hope you all will find this useful and use, this as a roadmap to get you where you need to get, or where you need to be is actually more proper English. All right. So Lena is asking me how I feel about time blocking. Time blocking, as you all know, and you've heard in many, from many different sources, and I hope now that, I went through a really quick summary of Farming 101, time blocking is key. I mean, every single day, every single week, every single month, you have to put in your appointments. And your appointments are your solicitation appointments, your prospecting appointments, which are the same, your vacations. Your vacations have to be blocked out. That's important. You don't block them out, you end up working 12 months, 7 days a week. At the end of the day, we're in sales. So, nothing ever stops. We can sell anytime. Time blocking is very important. As a new agent without properties yet, is it good to show other properties in your area, social, to show how your area you're farming? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, you want to look at your competition and you want to be able to hopefully use sales from within your office that you can market to your target audience. And you can show your target audience, whatever area you're marketing, why that particular sale is a good sale or what about it is positive. So that's where it's going to come down to you really figuring out what do you want to amplify from everything you're marketing or showing. It's key because you want to make sure that if you want to show that you guys are able to get offers through because there's a lot of multiple offer situations, then that's what you're amplifying. If you want to show a great rate that loan, that particular sale achieved, then yes, advertising that rate is amazing. So at the end of the day, you definitely want to use any marketing materials that help your vision, your focus, and help you with your audience. And something that I didn't bring up as far as your audience is, I speak Russian, Hebrew, some English. So, if you're a Spanish speaker or if you're, speak Armenian, definitely build on it, because again, you have an audience that someone else might not have. And of course, being professional is key. I mean, you have to understand that just because you could be a very likable individual and clients are coming to you, no matter what, you have to stay professional and you have to give them what they would get somewhere else and more. You want your clients to be your number one fan, sending referrals all the time. So it's really key that you behave and act in a professional manner. Great. Thank you, Matt. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If I'm not seeing, any other questions, like I said, feel free, guys, to email me or call me or text me. I don't want to continue to take everybody's time. Feel free to log in and follow me on all the different social media sites that we have. And we actually have something that I didn't bring up, which is we have our featured investment property, which we like to advertise different investment properties that are being listed by you guys. So if you have a property that you would like for us to put on our social media, for example, on our Instagram, then feel free to send us any of your properties with a video, maybe a loan that you just funded, whatever information you would like for us to share, we'd be more than happy to do so. So feel free to follow us, like I said, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on the different social media sites that we have, and looking forward to speaking with you guys in the future, and I hope you found this helpful. Okay, I will be signing off now. Speak with you guys soon.